Well, the Dolphins have a 7-3 record heading into the Madrid trip, which is followed by the bye. Then Miami plays the New Orleans Saints, the New York Jets, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cincinnati Bengals, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the AFC East leading New England Patriots. It's possible, not likely, but possible that this team can rebound from a 3-7 start and produce a winning record. Isaiah Smalls, Miami Dolphins beat reporter, is joining us here on the Dolphins In Depth podcast. Isaiah,
this what you doing? I wish I had some Kool-Aid because that's what you do. You drinking the Kool-Aid, talking about. Although it's possible that
It's possible. I can see them beating Washington. I can see them beating the Saints. I can see them beating the Jets.
Yes.
I can see them beating Cincinnati. I don't know about Pittsburgh.
You can see them beating Cincinnati.
Huh?
You can see them beating.
Yeah, I can see them beating Cincinnati. Now that's not going to produce a winning record.
You know that Joe Burrow is back, right?
Since when?
I just saw something that I thought he was about to come back. I could have sworn that I just saw something about their opening his practice window. Maybe I was wrong, but maybe I also look, man. Go ahead, keep going. Go ahead.
Listen. So obviously, do you think getting to 7 wins is reasonable? Is it going to save Mike McDaniel?
No, 7 wins won't do it because the status quo is technically 8-9. So for me, 7 wins doesn't. You know what I'm saying? You're below the status quo. So just if Steve Ross is a man of his word, which I believe he is, you know, you getting below 8-9 to me that's not it. And he is returning to practice. That's Ian Rappaport. So they will have Joe Beasy by then.
All right. This episode is really about taking a look at the Miami Dolphins, how they've performed all together as a team and as a unit. Obviously, 3-7 record, it's a failing grade. You look at all those fourth quarter losses, I believe there are 4. You take care of business, you probably have at least 6 wins. Now, we know the Indianapolis Colts, they're one of the best teams in the NFL. So getting spanked by them in the season opener shouldn't be too much of a shock. You show that you can play with the New England Patriots, even though they beat you. That was a fourth quarter comeback miracle kind of situation for New England. And then you've had impressive performances against the Atlanta Falcons. You've had an impressive performance against the Buffalo Bills, beating them 30-13 last week. But the problem is you've also embarrassed yourself a couple of times. Obviously, Indianapolis was an embarrassment. I look at the Carolina loss as an embarrassment. And then you've got the Cleveland embarrassment and the Baltimore Ravens embarrassment, which cost general manager Chris Grier his job. The question is, who are they? What can they be, Isaiah?
I think they're somewhere in the middle, right? I don't think you can see the highest of highs and beating the brakes off of the Bills and say, hey, like that's the team that they are. No, because you also got blown out by the Browns, right? So it has to be like somewhere in the middle, right? I think they're closer to the team that won, like that won by a slim margin against the New York Jets. And again, I don't believe in the transitive law of football scores, meaning, oh, you beat this team, which means you can beat that team. That's not what I believe. I'm saying that to say that, like, look, that was a game. The Jets game, if you go back and watch that game, that was a game that they won really because they stripped Breece Hall at the 1-yard line, right? That doesn't happen. I don't necessarily think that they win that game because they could not stop the run again that game. So it has to be somewhere in the middle, right? Like, I think this team is better at stopping the run than they've showed. Obviously, when someone shows you who they are, believe them, right?
0.9 yards per carry.
But I mean, you watched yesterday; they did a great job stopping the run. I mean, Josh Allen didn't run super crazy. Of course, Josh Allen made Josh Allen plays, but the real time he really started running, what happened? He got stripped, right? So, look again. I just think they're closer to the middle. Then you can't look at the two extremes, right? You told me about this when you evaluate talent. You can't look at the best game. You can't look at the worst game. You look at the game right in the middle, right? And that is closer to the play that you're getting. And to me, this team is closer to the middle than in actuality.
All right, let's take a look at this roster right now. let's look at it position by position. Obviously, Tua Tagovailoa has struggled this season. He leads the NFL in interceptions with 13, but he's completing 62%, 68.2% of his passes. He's got a 6.7 yards per throw average, 17 touchdowns. He's been sacked 18 times, has a quarterback rating of 87.6, which I believe would be pushing for his career low. How would you evaluate the quarterback position if you're giving it an A to F grade?
C minus. C minus because he's been below average, right? I don't really put stock into as much as you do. You love to talk about the accuracy and all the passer rating, all that stuff. Like, okay, yeah, but like, are you winning games because of this? And they've lost several games because Tua has turned the ball over. Look, man, like C minus, maybe even D plus, right? I think I don't even want to get too wrapped up into this. Not D plus. I'll give it a D plus because it's been well below average, and he leads the league in interceptions, right? When you turn the ball over as much as Tua has, you're lucky that you even have 3 wins, right? So it's the reality of the situation, man. D plus.
Hey,
D plus to C minus.
Let's get into the running game before we get into the offensive weapons, the wide receivers, tight ends. Devon Achane is having an impressive season. He is 220 yards shy of achieving his goal of becoming a 1,000-yard rusher in the NFL. Has scored 9 total touchdowns this season, 5 rushing, 4 receiving. And then we've got Ollie Gordon, whose yards per carry average isn't impressive. It's 2.9. But he's shown you that he can help convert the short yardage situation. I believe the Dolphins have a hell of a short yardage success rate, which is they were worse than the NFL of Mike McDaniel's first 3 years. So props to Ollie for helping solve that problem. What grade would you give the run game?
The run game, I'll give that an A minus. A minus only because like I'm confused like with what they're playing for Jalen Wright is, right? Like he got more snaps.
Why am I even thinking about him?
Well, because he was your number 2. He was your number 2 running back heading into the year, right? Like I mean,
okay.
Like I'm only hurt. He even got hurt. You know, Ali obviously supplanted him in that role. So I'm gonna say A minus.
Right now, Ollie's hurt.
So, Ollie's definitely hurt. So we will definitely be seeing a lot more Jalen Wright. Obviously, you know, Ollie was active for the game. What, like 1 carry? I think he didn't play a lot of snaps, right? So. Yeah, I'm gonna go A minus. I liked what I saw in spurts from Jalen Wright. Like he had a great run. He's running angry, which is good. It's I prefer a guy running angry than taking the anger out on the media. So it's
I received that shot that you took. Yeah, I mean, hey.
Well, it wasn't even a shot at you.
It wasn't a shot at me. It was a shot at the player. I felt like, taking his anger out on the media.
Look, like I will say that just for a little bit of context, Jalen Wright is not the most loquacious individual in the locker room already. But then, in like most people, when stuff isn't going your way at your job, you kind of clam up even more. And so that's kind of what he's going through. So let me not poke fun at it. Right. I'm very happy for his success against the Bills. He had his best run of the season that I forget how long it was, but the best run of the season. And again, running angry, I love it. So shout out to him, A minus.
Yeah. Okay. Let me address the playmakers. Obviously, losing Tyreek is no easy thing to overcome. One of the top 5 playmakers at all positions in the NFL. The Dolphins have made the best of the situation. Jalen Waddle is at 670 yards off 42 receptions. He scored 5 touchdowns. We saw what Darren Waller can do, how dynamic he was, scoring 4 touchdowns in 3 games when he was playing the tight end position for Miami. But after that, and after Achane, a little bit slim from a talent standpoint, contribution standpoint. I would give them a D plus from a playmaker. Huh?
D plus? Even with Jalen Waddle?
Listen,
I think that's at least
one. I think you're a little bit generous because I'm not giving a team that has 3-7 record a passing grade because you pretty much
anything in any categories, even the run game.
I got to see how it plays out. I would probably give the run game a passing grade. They're averaging 4.7 yards per carry. They could do more if they had some balance in those games that Tua basically threw some turnovers and looked kind of questionable as a starter. If they could run the ball,
okay,
then there might have been a little bit more balance.
Question: let's take a momentary step back. Are we grading the position group based on what they've done in general, or are we grading like specific players
based on what the group has done in general?
Okay, so you're saying
I'm not just grading Jalen Waddle. I think he's had a fine season.
Okay.
This might be on pace for second best season of his career. But how many receivers are on your roster, Isaiah?
Bunch. I don't have the roster in front of me, but Waddle, NWI, Malik, D, Tide. That's 5 right there.
Yeah. Did you get Estridge?
Yeah.
Cedric Wilson.
That's one I'm forgetting.
Who is contributing?
I mean, Malik Washington just caught a touchdown. But you're right. It's really Jalen Waddle. That's the reality of the situation. Yeah.
Malik Washington has 30 receptions for 192 yards, 6.4 yards per reception.
But he's kind of falls into the Khalil Shakir category in which like most of his catches are coming at or behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Can he run a route?
Yeah, he can run a route.
So why is he only catching screen passes?
Question. It's a Mike McDaniel question. Go ahead.
All right. And tight end, it's been so bad. You had to move Daniel Brunskill there. Like, there's no excuse for that. Now, I'm not complaining about the 6 offensive line package because I think it's the best thing they do. You protect Tua and you can run the ball in it. Like, Tua don't need 4 weapons. It solves a lot of problems.
Okay.
I mean, Tua doesn't need 5 weapons.
Oh, yeah. No, he needs 4. He definitely needs 4. But yeah.
I'm not sure he needs 4. I'm really not sure he needs 4.
3 route. What is this, high school?
Right.
3 route concepts.
But anyway, let's get to this defense.
Wait. We didn't do offensive line.
Oh yeah.
That so just so we're clear, I gave quarterback D+, run game I'll go A-. Wide receivers I'm gonna go C+. Tight ends I'm gonna go C- because like it's just been kind of a wash. Like especially with no Daniel
offensive line.
F
and F.
Dang, for real.
How many good players? Okay, 2 good players on it. D-.
Yeah.
I'll grade on a curve. Yeah, Patrick Paul has been phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
If anybody at the trade deadline was calling me about Patrick Paul, no matter what you were offering me, I'm hanging up the phone because that's wonderful. It's a wonderful player. Yeah. Run block, pass block hasn't been an issue in the second season. First year as a starter, you see him downfield making massive blocks. Aaron Brewer is playing well as a center, giving you a different dimension. But Jonah, and your right guard situation since James Daniel went down, Larry Borum, I'm not even gonna lie. Larry Borum isn't that bad.
He's been serviceable for sure. Yeah,
serviceable. Absolutely serviceable.
Yeah.
But my theory, and you know this, on why Tua has shown drastic regression, doesn't look like the quarterback that he was in Mike McDaniel era earlier in his career, is because he doesn't feel comfortable in that pocket. He doesn't have time to operate. He doesn't have time to look down the field.
I agree.
And you rush my process. You don't give receivers time to get open. Not that they're good receivers, but you don't give them time to get open. Like, well, how good do you expect me to look? And to me, that's on the offensive line. Hopefully, Austin Jackson comes back soon, is back by after the bye, and we can see if they can pick up some momentum there.
Hopefully, honestly, I think the bigger need is on the interior. I said hopefully James Daniels is the one that comes back first.
I've seen Austin Jackson. I seen Austin Jackson work on the field. I know that's when you're getting closer to be cleared. I haven't seen James Daniel do anything. Now, if I had to pick one, sure, give me James Daniel. But I can move Larry Borum inside the guard.
He has
played guard throughout his career.
He has played a little bit of guard, yeah.
So, let's get to this defense. I will look at this defense from two aspects. All right, let's really go three. Run stopping, pass coverage, and turnovers. Now, we can start with turnovers because that's an F. They've had 2 games where they've produced turnovers. Now, a lot of that is because they can't stop the run, which I also give an F. This Dolphins defense has spent most of this year at the bottom or in the bottom 3 in terms of stopping the run, 4.9 yards per carry. The teams have run the ball against them 284 times, 10 rushing touchdowns. Been a total disaster. A lot of it can be blamed on the young rookies, but then we've got linebackers trying to do more than their job. We've got safeties that are just okay, and pass rushers that aren't getting home. And without the pass rushers creating pressure, you're not going to get many turnovers. And where would you give them from pass rusher standpoint and an overall grade for the defense?
I'm gonna go C minus to D plus because
I'd love to take your class
because Bradley Chubb has been straight. I mean, I think at times, the edge rushers have tried to do too much, and that's something that players have told me that they try to do a little bit too much, and it's sometimes affected the defense in the sense of like. That's a lot of the big plays happens when one guy tries to do too much, and then it just creates open rushing lanes, et cetera, right? So from that standpoint, I'll say D plus. Yeah, D plus. I just want to give credit to Bradley Chubb's having a pretty solid season, especially with this being the first year back from injury, right? He was great on Sunday against the Bills. So yeah, I'll give. For that, and that's why I'm going switching back. C minus.
Okay. I'll let your grade stand. That's fair. That's fine. There is no component of this defense, and that includes coverage unit, which has a 112.2 passer rating from opposing quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are completing 73.5% of their passes. 73.5% of their passes. That might be a D, solid D. But the thing is, like, so this is the thing that makes like grading like the corners. Like I'm thinking because when you said pass, I immediately thought to corners, right? What makes grading difficult is Rasul Douglas played pretty well throughout the season. Can we agree on that? Yeah,
but like they've still given up touchdowns. They've still given up big yards. I mean. There's been times earlier in the season specifically where I'm looking, not necessarily with him specifically, but with like Jack and looking like he was trying to go too much for the punch out, right? Which allows guys to shake off of you, right? I mean, I think he's gotten more effective with it over the year. And then to be completely honest, Jason Marshall Jr. lost at the nickel position early in the year, right? So. But again, like this is out of need. He looked a lot more natural on Sunday. I want to see him though bat that ball to the ground, not tip it up, right? That play that he had that was almost a huge play, but he got his hands on the ball, which was great, right? Now my question with him though is going to be if he gets more of those outside reps. He didn't have a pick his last year. At Florida, right? And that to me was an issue, right? How are you drafting?
You know about Jason Marshall Jr.?
Yeah, he didn't have a pick his last year.
The way I saw Juju Brents play against the Buffalo Bills,
yes, there should be no question that whether or not. Yes, I agree with you. I think
I don't care what position he plays, nickel, boundary. I don't care. He needs to play.
I agree.
It'll be interesting to see how he plays against Washington if he gets in the rotation because the way he played, that thing was special.
And especially against a small receiver like Terry McLaurin, like and Juju is a press guy. He could be somebody that could really get in his stuff really early and not let him go crazy. Granted, Terry McLaurin is a hell of a route runner, one of the best in the league. But we'll see. Safety unit, I'm going to go because Minka's made plays again. C- to C. Like it's not been great, but it hasn't been terrible. I think the unit last year was an F to me. D minus F. So it's been a step in the right direction, right? Dante Trader Jr. looks like he's going to be one of them ones eventually, right? And I talked to everyone in the locker room today about him, and they raved about the kid. So they have high hopes in him. Obviously, Weaver has high hopes for him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the near future for sure.
Let's quickly do coaches because I don't think this is quite complicated. I'm giving everybody an F. You knew what was at stake during the season. What am I? What's wrong?
Oh, you really? I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. You remember the video of the kid, the meme? He was like, "Players, it's not on you. It's not on you. It's the coaches." It was like, you seen that video?
No, I didn't see that.
That's what I feel like you're doing right now.
I'm not blaming them for the struggles, but your team is 7-3. Special teams collapse one day. One day
Other
it's
way
the
around.
defense.
Other way around. 3-7.
3-7. If they were 7-3, maybe they get passing grade. I'm pretty sure they get passing grade. But team collapses at the worst times. Team sloppy at the worst time. Can't close out games. That's everybody. Young player development was shaky early in the season. Now, props to them for making these are first half grades. Let's see what happens in the second half.
I agree. No, I'm not mad at that. I think we saw it was good to have and that's what people kind of have gotten lost in the past month or so. Like, there's been a lot of pressure on these guys, right? And so to see them kind of have a release on Sunday, right? Like the clip of McDaniel and Weaver chest bumping, or even McDaniel pulling up to the elbow room, right? Allegedly, we don't know. It could have been AI, right?
That was him. Now, I know that's him because I know all the details. I know the car, I know the glasses, I know the watch, I know the style of clothing. Yeah, if that AI created that, AI must be studying Mike McDaniel really well.
Right. But
we should be terrified if AI created that. Because if you could create that with AI, I can't see a picture and believe it's real ever again.
I can't do that now, though. Everything I see, I have to try to second, third guess. I mean, you can tell sometimes, but and you're right. That picture doesn't look like AI. I'm gonna be honest with you, but look, man, I've seen some crazy AI stuff recently. So I just
let's quickly go through some of these 3 categories. Just one name. Top rookie performer, Isaiah.
I'm gonna go Dante Trader.
I'm actually gonna go Dante Trader as well. Mid-season MVP.
Ooh, good question. Oh, HN. I'm sure.
All right, that's a good one. I'll go with Devon Achane. He's so close to achieving his goals. And finally, most improved player from the 2024 Dolphins.
That's a good one. Because I'm trying to think players that were, you got to think of the players who've been here both years, right? Yeah. Honestly, Achane again, honestly. But for parity's sake, I'll go Jordan Brooks. I think he stepped up as a leader. He's a lot more vocal now. I'm not to say he wasn't last year, but he definitely seems to be taking a step in the right direction and kind of owning a lot of the defense's struggles as well as their when they've performed well. So I'm gonna go him.
I'm actually gonna go with Terrell Dotson.
Okay.
He's sewing it all together. I didn't expect this kind of consistency from him, even though I know he led 2 interceptions last year. I think he's playing well. On that note, Dolphins in depth. We are out. I am in Madrid. We will have a report from Madrid on Friday. And hopefully you'll continue to stay tuned to Dolphins in Depth.